Your skin is a living star map, inked by time, sunlight, hormones, and genetics. Science calls them pigment clusters and vascular quirks, but spiritual traditions, they call them memory points and karmic breadcrumbs, kind of like little soul post-it notes left on the body. But see, both can exist in the same universe without fighting. And so, across many mystical systems, marks on the body are read like geography. Location is the loudest signal. Shape, color, and when it appeared, add subtitles. So when it comes to face marks, the face is tied to the identity, destiny, and how the world meets you. Forehead marks are often linked to fate lines and life direction. A mark near the center is said to point towards a life that unfolds publicly or with leadership themes. Near the hairline can suggest ancestral influence or inherited spiritual contracts. Marks near the eyebrows are traditionally tied to willpower and decision-making. Between the brows is kind of like the intuition zone in many systems. And so a mole here is sometimes read as a psychic sensitivity marker, or someone who just knows things before the evidence arrives. Now, cheek marks relate to personal power and social presence. High on the cheek can symbolize authority, energy, and, lower cheeks connect more to emotional life and close relationships. Now, near the mouth deals with nourishment and communication. And so the upper lip can point to charisma and sensual magnetism, and the lower lip often links to pleasure, appetite for life, or lessons around indulgence and self-control. Now, chin marks are read as stability, home life, and later years. A strong mark here is sometimes interpreted as someone who builds a legacy or carries family responsibility. Now, when it comes to torso body marks, these are read more like soul history and emotional imprints. Chest and heart area marks are commonly associated with past life emotional bonds, grief carried forward, or deep capacity to love in general. Left side leans emotional and relational, right side leans action and protection. Think masculine, feminine. Marks on the stomach or solar plexus area are often tied to personal power, confidence wounds, or karmic lessons around control and autonomy. Back marks are fascinating in spiritual lore because the upper back connects to responsibility and burdens carried for others. Lower back can relate to survival themes, money fears, or root chakra history. Now, shoulder marks are said to represent what the soul carries. Left shoulder, often emotional or family weight. Right shoulder, worldly duties or leadership roles. Again, think masculine, feminine. Also, receptive or your giving. I can't think of the word right now. But arm and hand marks, these relate to action, to skill, and to what you do with your energy. So upper arm marks are tied to strength and how you assert yourself. Forearm marks relate to work, craft, and how you shape your world. Marks on the hands or palms are considered very powerful in many traditions. They are sometimes interpreted as signs of a healer, creator, or someone whose path is very active rather than passive. A mark on the palm is often read as destiny, and you should participate in shaping it, and not fate that really just happens to you, but it's something that is predestined, more or less. Now, leg and foot marks are associated with movement, direction, and life path themes. And so thigh marks a lot of times are linked to drive and life momentum. Knees relate to humanity and flexibility with life's terms. And calves often connect to endurance through long challenges. Feet are deeply symbolic. Marks on the soles are traditionally associated with old soul traveler energy. Basically, someone whose life involves movement, spiritual journeying, or guiding others across thresholds. Now, when it comes to color, shape, and timing, darker, well-defined moles are often interpreted as long-standing soul themes. Lighter or faint ones can point to softer influences. Red marks or vascular birthmarks are sometimes associated with intense emotional or past life trauma, memory, and spiritual interpretations. And so, like Star-shaped or cluster freckles are often romanticized as constellation marks linked to creative or cosmic identity themes. Marks that appear later in life are frequently read as activation points. Something in your path unlocked that energy. Now, just to make this clear, spiritually symbolic does not mean medically ignorable, so any mark that changes shape, color, size, bleeds, or looks unusual deserves a medical professional's eyes. So the mystical map and the health map can coexist like two layers of tracing paper. One speaks in metaphor and symbolism, the other in cells. Both matter. And so if you have something that you were concerned about or that has recently popped up, definitely seek out medical, professional help. But it's really fun getting into soul cartography. And so if you like this, or you have, particular marks that you're curious about, drop them below, comment them below, and who knows, maybe the next episode I do on this, I'll include yours. I'm thinking about making a whole series out of this, though, and breaking it down into segments, fixating on each individual area of the body. So stay tuned. If you're not following me, like, comment, share, subscribe, and give me a follow. This is Natural Born Healer. I love you. You got this. Keep fucking going.